Welcome back, everybody, to another breakdown. This is going to be our last game in Barbarian Bowl, and I hope so far that all my videos have kind of helped you guys out for the most part. So next week we will be in a different arena. This game I'm just going to start off with a bomber in the back right. I'm going to put a Valkyrie down, put a Musketeer behind the Valkyrie. That's a very good push so far. I'm actually going to arrows right here, and I'm actually going to kind of miss my arrows a little bit. Just kind of barely miss that last minion a little bit. I put down a mini P.E.K.K.A to take out that Musketeer in the back, and then that mini P.E.K.K.A actually doesn't even go for that goblin hut, so it actually gets a hit on that left tower. So really good damage so far. We're just gonna kind of wait till his push gets across the bridge. I'm actually gonna kite that knight there. My Musketeer will take out those archers, and then now he's gonna have to defend that battle ram. In that battle ram, those barbarians actually don't hit the tower, but they do get the tower after the battle ram is broken. And then right here, I wonder if I can kind of back this up a little bit. So right here, my bomber actually takes out the rest of those goblins right there, but unfortunately those minions take it out pretty handedly. And then I probably need to play minions right there. I probably need to kind of defend that left tower just a little bit. That probably would have saved a lot of damage from getting to my tower, but you know, in earlier arenas it's almost better to kind of save your elixir, you know, because at the end of the day some troops just don't do a ton of damage. Like a group of minions right there, I mean, they did take out my tower like almost quarter of the way, so you definitely should have probably defended that, but at the end of the day it's not the biggest deal. Right here, just a simple Valkyrie against Musketeer. He's going to put a knight. I'm going to arrows, kind of try to chip that tower down by hitting his archers also. He's going to put minions again, take out that bomber. And then I'm just going to put a mini P.E.K.K.A to take out that Musketeer. And he'll defend with a bomber. So far so good. Nothing too crazy has happened so far. He's actually playing very well. This is definitely a skilled player. Definitely not the average, Arena 3 player. I'm going to put a tombstone just to kind of control the tempo. He's going to leak a lot of elixir right there. And then that's an easy arrows for me. Then right here, I'm going to try to build some type of push. I'm going to put a battle ram, maybe try to make him play his hand a little earlier than he needs to. But he ends up defending it pretty easily with a bomber and a musketeer. And then I'm going to get a ton of arrow value right here, as you can see. That's kind of why you have to be careful putting minions and archers kind of in the same place or kind of in the same area around your tower, because they are just so susceptible to arrow attacks. So right there, I mean, that's an easy arrows right there. So sometimes you got to put them to the side, to the left or the right. And then actually my minions right there, I didn't even see that at first. My minions actually on the left after taking out his knight, they're actually going to get a decent amount of damage. So yeah, like I said, you got to kind of be careful with cards especially in these earlier arenas. You don't think they can do a ton of damage. I mean, in that case they didn't really do a ton of damage, but you know, it's just something that you kind of have to watch for. You know, this game is going to go into overtime, and you know, obviously chip damage is everything when you know a game is probably going into overtime. So right here I'm going to push battle ram on the left. I need a cycle to my arrows so I can arrows that bomber and archers. So now that left tower is at 650 health. That's actually really good shape for me. Now I just kind of have to try to defend. Put a musketeer in the middle, take out those minions and knight. I'm gonna kite that left knight into the right lane because my Valkyrie is on the right also, and it almost gets to the tower. It was so close to getting to the tower, but we're able to take out that musketeer. Now he's gonna have to try to defend. He's gonna put a Valkyrie. Split archers, that was a really good play on his part. That mini P.E.K.K.A is going to get annihilated almost immediately. I'm going to split minions. Kind of try to help out those split archers a little bit. I'm going to go in with another battle ram, and also he leaks elixir right there a little bit. And then he plays a ton of stuff right there on the left side, so I definitely could have arrows that or fireballed that had I had fireball in my deck. And then just kind of just a normal defense with a tombstone, put a Valkyrie. And right here, actually, I put down my Valkyrie, but I think I need to put it just ever so slightly to the left so it doesn't go after that knight on the right side. As you can see, it kind of, after after that knight takes out those skeletons right there, it just goes back for the Valkyrie, and so my Valkyrie is not able to take out his musketeer. So that's kind of a little bit of a problem. But then my bomber actually clips it, so at the end of the day, the bomber actually does a lot of splash damage, so I'm going to try to go after both lanes here. It's actually very important to kind of attack both lanes in earlier arenas because people just really don't expect it. But like I said, this is a very experienced player, and he actually defends it decently. At the last second, that barbarian actually gets to the tower, and it's so low. It gets down to 284 health, so I'm actually very close. I leak elixir right there. I have to defend now. I have to try to defend that Valkyrie and Knight push. I'm going to put a battle ram, and then this is where it all goes down. At the very last second, that battle ram, after kiting that Knight, it goes under minions, and at the very last second, the last pixel of health, it hits the tower just barely. And then that barbarian in the middle, he's actually, oh my gosh, that barbarian on the top is able to get to the tower. Apologies for that, just terrible wording right there. You know, when you place down cards to defend a battle ram, you need to place cards like in between the tower and the battle ram. You can't put the Valkyrie that high up because then that top barbarian is going to get to the tower. That's what I was trying to say right there. So, yeah, not the best defense on his part, but nonetheless, GG's.